Hi, this is Brett from SRmoto, and I wanted to do a quick project bike update video for our Honda CRF450L dual sport project bike. It's been several months since we did any updates on the channel for any of the project bikes we've got here at the shop. We've done quite a few things to this particular bike over the summer, so I thought it'd be a good time to do a quick video, walk around the bike, and just kind of briefly go over all the stuff we've installed. Real quick, just let me mention our websites. Our main online store where you can find all the parts we carry for the CRF450L and RL is at soloracer.com. And then we also have a blog, which is at SRmoto.com. And what I'll do is I'll put links in the video description down below to the online store as well as to our blog. And I'll also link you over to this particular project bike page on the website, so that way you can see all the parts that I talk about in this video. We kind of got them all listed out so you can see everything that's installed on this particular bike. So once you're done watching the video, check the video description below for all that information. Also, if you find the video helpful, give us a like. If you want to see more videos on the CRF450L and CRF450RL, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to do some more videos here over the winter, some not only project bike updates, but also product reviews and stuff like that. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of that kind of stuff. All the parts that I talk about in this video will fit a 2019 and up CRF450L dual sport, as well as a 2021 and up CRF450RL, which is the kind of the newly renamed version of the L model. And then most of the parts will also fit the CRF450X 2019 and up, which is the the off-road, non-street legal version of this bike. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to kind of walk around the bike and just briefly talk about each of the parts we've installed. I'm hoping to do a video later that's going to kind of be a more in-depth video where I talk about each product and kind of go more in depth on each thing, but this one's just going to be a real quick video. So what I'll start out with first is the engine and performance modifications. We've done the FMF Q4 muffler and FMF Megabomb header pipe. And we've got a package deal where you basically get both of these in sort of a package. You'll find them on the website. These are for a CRF450X. You won't see them listed for the L model, but the X model exhaust, the full exhaust, will fit the L model or the 2021 and up RL model. So look for this. I think we call it the FMF Q4 and Megabomb package deal. So that's the exhaust system. And then when you install an exhaust on these bikes, you definitely have to tune it to get it running properly and safely. We've done a JD Jetting EFI controller, electronic fuel injection controller, and we are using their settings that they have listed in their instructions for an aftermarket exhaust system. So that'll get the bike running properly and also, sort of tune it so that it's going to take advantage of this open aftermarket exhaust. We've also done a twin air pre-oiled air filter as well. And I'm hoping to do kind of a more extensive video later that sort of details what you can do to these bikes to improve performance. So kind of look for that on the channel at some point. So that's the extent of the performance and engine mods we've done. Next, I'll kind of move on to the lighting and electrical upgrades, specifically stuff like taillights, turn signals, and stuff like that. I'll start at the rear. We've got rid of the stock taillight and license plate mount and replaced it with this 12 O'Clock Labs integrated taillight and fender eliminator kit. And we do have a another video on the channel that goes into more detail on this and sort of reviews it and demos it. I'll just kind of go over it briefly. What this is, you get a tail light, brake light, built-in license plate light, and then it's got a license plate mount as well. And then the 12 O'Clock Labs also includes a backing plate that goes behind the license plate, attaches to the license plate bracket, and just reinforces the license plate. That way you don't have to worry about bending or breaking off your license plate, you know, when you're riding off-road. So this will work as a brake light, obviously. And you'll notice the safety brake pulsing. It's got built-in safety brake pulsing. You can turn that off if you want, but it is on by default. And then, as I mentioned, this is an integrated taillight, so the turn signals will flash right within the taillight itself. So that way you don't need to have your stock turn signals on the bike anymore. You can see I've removed the stock rear turn signals, and they include with the kit turn signal block off plates that go over the holes left when you remove the stock's LEDs. We're using the scrolling flash for the turn signal indicators. There's like 5 or 6 different programmable flash types you can choose from. So again, that's the 12 O'Clock Labs integrated tail light and fender eliminator kit. And then in the front, we removed the stock turn signals, which used to be mounted there. And now we've got the integrated turn signals in the handguards. And I'll talk about these handguards in a minute here. These are the Zeta Pro Armor handguards, and they have one of the options you can do when you order these is you can get the integrated turn signals in the plastic protector. So that's what we've done for this particular bike. Also, you know, this bike comes from the factory with the front turn signals operating as running lights, so they're on all the time. If you install LED turn signals, you'll lose the running lights. We've installed a 12 O'Clock Labs running light adapter, which will then make these LEDs also operate as running lights. You basically wire in the adapter when you wire in these front turn signals, and it'll make them work as running lights and then also as turn signals when you hit your turn signal indicator. So that's 12 O'Clock Labs running light adapter. I've also done a 12 O'Clock Labs fixed rate turn signal flasher, and what that's a little module that installs up behind the headlight shroud, and it will make these front turn signals flash slow like this instead of hyper flashing. We've also done a 12 O'Clock Labs Speedometer Calibrator. The stock speedometer was off a little bit from the factory, so we've installed that on the bike, and then we calibrated it so that the speedometer is accurate per GPS, and then it's also going to correct the odometer as well. Headlight. We replaced the stock headlight with this Baja Designs Squadron Pro S2 headlight kit, which is just a much brighter LED headlight. Great if you ride off-road at night. Really lights up the trail and the road in front of you, and then obviously makes you a lot more visible to oncoming traffic. So that's a Baja Design Squadron Pro S2 headlight kit. Real simple plug and play install. It's made specifically for this bike, so real simple installation. One last thing, and I'm going to do a more detailed video on this at some point. We've installed the 12 O'Clock Labs Advanced Mini Gauge, which just gives you a bunch of additional readouts that you don't get on the stock dash. You know, the stock dash pretty much just gives you speedometer, odometer, clock, tripometer, and that's it. This will give you a bunch of extra info. It'll give you engine temperature, air temperature, your battery indicator, give you a tachometer, and then also a gear indicator. And there's a couple other things that it has as well. It's fully customizable, so you can kind of customize what you see on the readout. So I'll do a little bit more in-depth video on that at some point, but it's a real slick setup for these bikes. I really like kind of monitoring the engine temperature, and I also really like the gear indicator as well. So that's the 12 O'Clock Labs Advanced Mini Gauge. Okay, so that's about it for lighting and electrical. Kind of move on to the handlebars, handguards, controls, stuff like that. I mentioned earlier the Zeta handguards. We're running our Zeta Pro Armor Handguard package, which consists of the Zeta Pro Armor Handguards, which is the aluminum piece you see here. We've got the titanium silver installed. You can get them in black as well. And they'll have the black plastic bumpers attached to the outer edge. When you order these handguards, you get to choose the mount kit you want. Some people do the standard like U-clamps that attach the handguard to the handlebars, but we've done the triple clamp mount kit. Zeta makes a specific triple clamp mount for the handguards for these 450L and 450RLs that will replaces the bolts for your top triple clamp, has a special mount kit that then attaches the handguards to that. So it just gives you a lot sturdier mounting for the handguards, and also kind of keeps the handlebars cleaned up since you don't have clamps there. So that's kind of the main part of the handguard. And then you also can add on, if you want to, these plastic protectors. These are the Zeta XC protectors. They screw to the front of the handguard. Get them in a couple different colors: white, black, red, blue, yellow. And then we also offer the Zeta XC Pro protectors, which are just a slightly larger version of these. Same basic shape, but they're about 1.5 inches larger in size. Those are only available in white or black. Both those plastic protectors have the option to do the integrated LED turn signals like you see here. So again, that's the Zeta Pro Armor Handguard package. Grips, Pro Taper pillow tops, our favorite grips for these off-road bikes. We've done a G2 Tamer throttle tube. You can't really see, you can see it a little bit here. It basically replaces the stock plastic throttle tube with an aluminum throttle tube. It's got a removable end cap on it, which makes it great, you know, when you install handguards. You don't have to cut or modify the throttle tube at all. You just pop the end cap off. These also have Delrin bushings built into them so that they rotate on the bars really smoothly compared to a plastic or standard aluminum throttle tube. And these happen to be the Tamer throttle tubes. We use the Tamer style throttle tube on all of our off-road bikes. Just gives you a little bit better throttle control, you know, for off-road and slower riding. So that's the G2 Tamer throttle tube. We replaced the stock mirrors with these double take Enduros. We have a package deal available where you basically get everything you need to put right and left mirrors on the 450L and RL. I'll give you the mirrors, the ram arms, and the threaded ball studs which thread into the perch. And then, so you can order the package if you want a pair, and then we also sell individually if you want to just do like a left side mirror. So that's the double take Enduros. Last thing, and again, I'm going to do a more detailed video on this at some point. We've got a Scott's steering stabilizer with their CRF450L/RL mounting kit. We sell this. Basically, you can get just the mounting kit if you want. Like if you already have a steering stabilizer from Scott's, like you took off an old bike or something. The steering stabilizer is the gold part. So if you already have one of those, you took it off an old bike, and you just want to put it on your CRF450L, you can just get the mount kit, which includes the risers, handlebar risers, that will raise the handlebars up so the stabilizer can mount under the bars, and then it'll have the top mounts as well. And then it's got the mount that goes under your top triple clamp, attaches to the link arm, which then attaches to the stabilizer. So that's the kit. And then If you need a stabilizer, which again is the gold piece, then you can order that as well. And then these will work with 1 1/8 inch handlebars like we've got installed here. They'll also work with the stock 7 to 8 inch Renthals if you order the optional handlebar reducers. And then as far as handlebars go, we're running Pro Taper Contour 1 1/8 inch bars in the CR high bend. So that's pretty much the handlebars and controls and handguards and everything. Seat concept seat. This is the comfort seat in black and red. We've moved now to the Comfort XL seat, which is just a slightly wider version of this seat. And we've got a review video on the channel for these, so check that out if you get a chance. Just a lot more comfortable seat than the stock seat. You know, it's substantially wider, the part you sit on, so just a lot more comfortable. One of our most popular products for these bikes for sure. We replaced the stock foot pegs with pivot pegs. And let's see, protection. We've done a Moose Racing plastic skid plate. Real nice skid plate for these bikes, which also includes a rear linkage guard to protect the lower shock linkage that's built into the skid plate. Does a real nice job of protecting the engine and the frame. Flatland Racing radiator guard set. TM Design Works rear brake caliper guard. These come in black or red. Zeta case saver and front sprocket cover. Places that stock plastic piece. Sheds mud a lot easier. Definitely a must if you're doing off-road riding. Zeta heel guard, which replaces the plastic piece that's bolted to the top of the swing arm. And then a Zeta 3D chain guide, which replaces the stock lower chain guide. And then we've done seal savers as well. Lowering. This bike is pretty tall. So to get that seat height down a little bit, done a Kuba link, which lowers roughly 1 to 1.5 inches. And then at the same time we installed that, we dropped the front end down to kind of level the bike out a little bit. Raised the forks up in the triple clamps roughly a little less than 1/2 inch, I think. We're kind of still playing around with that, but that's where we're at right now with it. So if you want to lower your seat height, definitely look at that Kuba link, lowering link. Flatland Racing cargo rack. And then Nelson Rig Trails End dual sport tail bag, which fits real nicely on top of that Flatland cargo rack, straps right to it. And then we've also done the Trails End fuel bottle holder, which will hold a fuel bottle, you know, if you want to carry a little bit extra fuel. Okay, what else? Tires, Dunlop D606 rears, 120/90/18. Pirelli MT21 front, 90/90/21. And we did Motion Pro light lock rim locks at the same time, front and rear. We did a DID 520 ERVT chain in gold. It's an X-ring type chain. And then we've done a Vortex sprocket. I think we pulled this off of one of our SRmoto wheel sets. It's a 49 tooth rear sprocket. IMS 3-gallon gas tank in the natural color. Also available in black like we've got on our SRmoto. Baja Works windshield, which bolts up to the front headlight shroud, gives you a little bit better wind protection. Graphics by Throttle Jockey. Check out throttlejockey.com. Okay, I think that's about it. DRC lift stand to lift the bikes. I think that's about it for now. Again, check out the video description down below. I'll link you over to this project bike page as well as our online store. If you have any questions, our email address is on the website. Shoot us an email. And again, subscribe to the channel. We're hoping to do some more videos here. We're going to do one on the SRmoto project bike here shortly. So check that out when you get a chance. Again, it's Brett from SRmoto. Thanks for watching.